How can a quote-unquote loving parents making living hell of their child? Hey mga fukura! So even though wala namang masyadong may pakialam, but it's been, 9 months na naman ko natalo procrastination to create a new video. But anyway, this video is not about procrastination, but rather abusive relationship. This topic is extremely taboo and controversial at the same time. Hindi nga ito binabrought up sa mainstream media, but rather they always romanticizing it. So, mainstream media, speaking of, just to put some update, not so recently, but there was a very empathetic actress na hindi mag-agree sa isang contestant tungkol sa pagbibigay ng responsibilidad sa walang kamuwang-muwang na bata. Parang minsan lang na may isang actress na hindi sang-ayon sa ganoong sistema. Siguro abutin tayo ng 2 oras sa mga clips ng mga movies, cliche, telenovelas, kung paano laging nire-romanticize ang poverty and pagbibigay sa sakripisyo lagi ng anak. Siyempre, hindi naman mawawala ang mga boomer mentality ng mga magulang mo na nanagluhan sa'yo para hindi mo pinilit mabuhay ang scribble word. O baka naman masyado tayong naging harsh dito. Baka naman biktima din sila ng bulok na sistema ang mga ganong klaseng magulang. Like how the business works. You need a product. And apparently, the child seems to product. So, sa kasamang palad, it sounds like a business deal more than a family. Parang demanding, manipulative na jowa, right? In addition, they're the only one can say such di pinupulot ng pera. But guess what? Sila lang ang may karapatang lumustay ng perang pinaghirapan ng anak nila na mostly minimum wage earner pa. Just a disclaimer, I'm not a feminist or anti-capitalist kineme. This is just the article that I saw that's actually good for this topic. That's freaking right there. And have you ever thought, or do you remember something na someone na mas matanda or mas mataas sa'yo complimenting you because of who you are, not for those materials or grades that you have whatsoever? Especially for those overachievers na parang they always expect something sa kanila, even though some of them will be very burned out. So anyway, the way to get gold stars from teachers is to ace test. The way to get high fives or special meals from our parents, maybe to win sports games or awards. In short, we'll learn that way, or that the way to make adults like us and love us is to achieve. And when we're kids, we need adults to like and love us. We depend on them to survive. We'll do whatever it takes to gain their approval. So, it seems na nagiging people pleaser tayo when we're young, and it actually makes sense. It's somehow na nade-develop yung pagiging people pleaser natin on that stage. And On the other part, it's not problematic, but when you're looking on the darker side of it, it seems na medyo teka muna, parang hindi na yata tama. Pwede munang isipin ko yung mga bagay na gusto ko talagang gawin. And na hindi ko na, or wala na akong pakialam sa sasabihin ng iba. Just be careful to the things that I'm really passionate about. To continue, as adults, we may not need our elders' care anymore, but our brains mainly develop when we're kids, and the neural pathways leading from achievement to reward are deeply ingrained, like a route you move through in the woods until it's an indented path. So, ayun na nga, na-program tayo simula pa lang nung bata tayo na maging people pleaser and to do our things just to make everyone happy, and they never say that it should be us or our happiness first before anyone else. So of course, laging dapat may disclaimer na. Siyempre, in the legal ways, hindi naman yung gagawa ka ng illegal. And yeah, so that sounds really depressing, I guess. Tuloy, parents don't realize that when they praise kids for being smart, athletic, or pretty, they're implying that this is what makes them worthy of love. But when they don't praise them unconditionally outside their accomplishments or even their qualities, this is what kids conclude. Our brains often all are wired to detect patterns, like when I eat, I stop feeling hungry, and when I do all my homework, mom's nicer to me. Pushing kids even when it takes a toll on them. So yun na nga, dito na papasok conditional love. Like, meron dapat silang makukuha muna sa'yo bago ka nila mahalin. Like, mas mahal yata nila kapag mas malaking sahod na nabibigay ko. Ganun. So, yun lamang po sa ngayon ang mga kuda natin, mga fukuda for this series, and thank you so much for tuning in, and hope you guys have a great day, and see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.
Like. Okay, so let's talk about some different ways that financial abuse can look. Gives you allowances or budgets without your input, spends your money without your knowledge, withholding necessities, refusing to pay bills, harassing you at work, lives in your home without working or helping out with the household, controls how all of the money is spent, requires you to account for everything that you spend, makes you grovel for money. Anytime you need money, you have to beg for it or ask for it. Maxes out your credit cards or uses them without your permission. Limits your access to your own bank accounts or mutual accounts. Drains all of the money out of the checking account. Feels entitled to your money and your assets. Pressures you to quit your job or sabotages your work responsibilities. Spends money without your knowledge. They hide money from you. They open credit cards without your knowledge. They default on accounts in your name and ruin your credit. They won't get a job. Suggestions that you quit your job. Hides bills. Taking out loans without your knowledge. Extravagant spending. Simple financial questions and conversations about money cause arguments, or you're scared to bring up the topic of money. Asks your family for loans and never repays it. Buys high ticket items without your knowledge. Refuses to give you money to live on. Continually doesn't pay child support. Demands receipts, forcing you to ask permission to spend money. Belittling your professional accomplishments. Demanding or withholding sex for money. Stealing money. Selling your property without your permission. Discouraging higher education or professional development. Fraud and or tax evasion. Many times their financial abuse is criminal. Another method they will use many times is the family courts. Narcissists are geniuses at taking their ex back to court until they have ruined them financially. Most times they're so determined to alienate you and destroy your relationship with your children that they will use the courts to do it, and you will lose everything that you own in the process. And another big one for narcissists is degrading your ability to try a new job or an interest. It makes you doubt your own abilities. This happens so often in narcissistic abuse. Many times the narcissist will be the sole supporter and use that as a way to invoke pity or sympathy. But when you show an interest in something that you're either passionate about or you're really interested in, they'll criticize your ambition, they'll belittle your abilities. They won't want you to actually be successful at anything, especially if financially abusing you is their primary means of controlling you and also being able to abuse you at will. That was my life growing up. My father made and controlled all of the money. And because we were all financially dependent on him, he could rage and abuse any of us anytime he felt like it, and there wasn't anything we could do or, say.